I'm up on Bluff Hill in Napier. I caught up with Blair last night at his little place, and I'm going to catch him up again today when he's awake. I just thought I'd call in here, grab a video of the place. This is the port of Napier, looking down from the hill and looking out over Hawke's Bay itself. It's a beautiful day today. Over in the background you can see that, well, I'm not sure if you can see it on this video, but the hills are snow-capped at the moment. This is the view from the hill looking east. Looking down at the beach just south of the port, and that's looking south of Napier towards Cape Kidnappers, which is a famous gannet colony. The port of Napier is not big by New Zealand standards, but it's quite busy, and the main export product is logs, finest radiata logs. This is a view of Napier city on the western side of the Bluff Hill. This area was formed following a huge earthquake in 1931 which killed many people. The land was lifted up out of the sea. What we're looking at here was underwater. This hill was actually an island with a bit of a causeway to it. And all that flat land going around here was either under the sea or a swampland. I'm just along the beachfront in Napier. Now I've got a noisy truck. We're going to have a quick look at the beach. This fountain is beautiful at night. It's all lit up, changing colours. This is Pioneer of the Reef, a well-known landmark in Napier. I'll get a photo of that. The reef refers to a reef out in the bay here. It's a popular fishing area. This pier is only a few years old. I'll go and have a look out from the end of it. Napier is very much a resort town, really. Napier Beach is not a sandy beach. It's all this fine gravel. The gravel is washed down through the rivers that exit along this coastline from inland, and then it gets washed up along the coastline into these beach areas. It's not a safe swimming beach by any means. It's got a major undertow because the beach shelves off so steeply. So it's not obliged to go swimming here. At the moment, there are warnings about collecting shellfish or swimming in this area because of pollution. I think the pollution is a result of sewage being piped out into the sea. Here's a view of the Norfolk pines that Napier is well known for. They're planted along the main road for miles. They're not a native tree, of course, as the name suggests. Just heading out onto the pier. It's only a short pier. It doesn't go far out over the water. That concrete piece jutting out over the beach, I think, is actually a sewage outfall, or maybe a wastewater outfall. Drain water. I remember quite a few years ago, two of my sons almost drowned on this beach. Not sure if you can see on this video, a couple of ships out towards the horizon here, probably waiting to end. That's Cape Kidnappers in the distance there. Again, I'm not sure if you can see it. Some examples of the Art Deco architecture. Most of Napier was rebuilt after the 1931 earthquake, and Art Deco style was the style of the day, so that's why most buildings, or many buildings, are built in the Art Deco style. The 1920s and 1930s. In the background there is an Art Deco style hotel which is being restored. So that's the clock tower. Bit of a landmark. This is the Veronica Sun Bay, built in 1931, or just after the earthquake. It's called the Veronica Sun Bay to commemorate HMS Veronica, which was a British warship that happened to be anchored offshore here when the 1931 earthquake occurred. So they sent their ship's company ashore to help with the rescue and salvage efforts. This is the Napier sound shell, where they have outdoor concerts and the like. It's all being refurbished at the moment, so there's lots of scaffolding around. They put on a lot of shows and concerts and things on Art Deco weekend, which is in February. Art Deco weekend is a huge event. The streets of Napier end up being packed with people. You can't drive on the streets of Napier during the weekend, but it's almost shoulder to shoulder people. The Masonic Hotel, that's another Art Deco style building. So it's a mix of Art Deco style buildings and modern buildings at the moment. On this long lawn here during Art Deco weekends, they have a big public picnic, which is a very popular activity. The Criterion Hotel is an example of what they call Spanish Mission style, with the clay roof tiles. So I've got a mix of Spanish and Art Deco styles. It's a glimpse of the interior of the Masonic Hotel. It's been refurbished in Art Deco style as well. That's the view of the Veronica Sun Bay from the street, and the sound shell in the background there. Napier Council is quite diligent with their flower plantings in this area. They're always keeping them well kept up, weeded, replanted. This is a view looking up Napier Hill. Afraid you wouldn't catch me building up there. With climate change being the way it is at the moment, there's been a big problem with slips, undermining houses. You can see how close to the edge they are. I'm not sure whether it's easy to get permits to build up there now anyway. All the houses are packed together because it's such sought after real estate, or has been. Not sure if this is Art Deco style. I've got a feeling it might be pre-earthquake. And down the road there is Napier Cathedral. This will be pre-earthquake architecture again. It's all wooden, so it's probably no big surprise it survived the earthquake. Wood's very flexible. And fortunately it didn't catch fire after the earthquake. This is the cottage I lived in Pakowhai before the floods, where I was doing my moderating actually. You can see the state of it now. I'll do a quick tour inside. I've just spoken to the landlord, and this property and the one where he lived has been red zoned, so it can't be lived on anymore. Floors are just covered in silt, all dried out now. That's where the big fridge was, and it just got washed away. This is where I had my table and computer. Yeah, what a mess. Michelle, that was my partner at the time. Maddie was the cat. This is my son Blair.
Yeah.
I would be sleeping in those beds for a while, if ever. All the comfy lazy boys are gone. A little Christmas tree. So the water and silt came up looking like around about here somewhere. All the gardening and landscaping I did, all gone. Dave, the landlord, he said he's just going to bulldoze this cottage. He's trying to save his house, which is gutted, but he's fighting the authorities around the red zoning, which his house comes under. He lives just across the paddock here. He gave me permission to go and have a look at his house, so I might wander over there and see what's the damage there. The orchards look pretty good. They're blossoming at the moment, and he's got a frost machine there, so it looks like he might still make a living off the orchard. So that's good. This is Michelle's little Mercedes. Completely written off now. It's just full of salt. And there's a friend's ute. Same thing. Same deal. This is Dave and Linley's house. They're the landlords who own the cottage and the orchard. So they stripped it right out. And now they're fighting the red zone decision, so to decide whether they can live here or not. Yeah, their property's in better condition. That's the cottage. That was a horse paddock. Set up to 3 horses in there. They escaped the flood, fortunately. This is Tomato Peak at the back of Hastings and Havelock North and Hawke's Bay. That's the Tuki River running along there. And that's Napier's Marine Parade and Napier Hill over there where I was before when I was videoing. Down there is Havelock North, just under the hill here, and Hastings in the background. The ranges further back. Bit of haze, but it's a beautiful day. See the snow on the ranges here. Blair's convinced that that's Mount Ruapehu in the background. You probably can't see it on here. This camera doesn't have a zoom. That's the top of the peak, the trig station, and we'll go and get some more views from up there. A lot of mountain biking tracks wind their way through here. There's a stand of redwoods down there somewhere, I think, which I'll go and investigate on the way back. It's Blair again. So let's go and have a look at the top. Sign speaks for itself. Hang gliders launch off here. That's that ramp there, the wooden ramp there. That's a hang glider launching point. Tomato Peak is also known as the sleeping giant, and there's about here. It's all farmland down here. Pocket bush. I'm just heading down the track to a stand of redwoods down in the valley here. It's a bit up and down, but it's worth the walk. I'll see you down there, or maybe along the way. Not sure if you can see it on here. There's a couple of people walking way down there. Big pine tree, so I decided it was tired and decided I needed to sleep. Oh, another one. Oh, there's quite a few of them.
Watch this log, it's unstable.
I think that refers to up ahead. Quite steep vertical cliffs. It's been a hell of a storm here recently. There's a lot of trees down. Mountain bike track coming down through here. Just saw somebody ride past. Hey there. Now, from memory, we go up here. Or maybe it's up there and around. We've got to get up there.
Probably the way then.
Yeah, we'll go and see where it goes. We've got to get up there. Well, that was a colour climb. not going to take much rain to get rid of this little bit of hillside. It's well on the way. I've done a U-turn and we're taking a different track. Up here, mountain goat territory. Just trying to find the last few metres of the redwoods. We can see a track, and here it is. Found it. There they are, the California redwoods, coastal redwoods. There'll be some signs down there somewhere giving us a history of the redwoods. These are only toddlers as far as redwoods go.
Yeah. I've got a couple of big daddies in there, but
yeah,
even they're not particularly old. Well, that's how you do it.
Oh, here we are. They certainly look a lot bigger close up. It's like walking into a cathedral. There's a big beast.
But a lot of it is like, you know, the conditions that people like don't open their windows and it's cold and stuff.
Looks like kids have been building a hut. So it's just part of a general clean-up.
I don't know, it looks like there's a path and there's left an entrance.
Well, this one didn't quite make it to old age, did it? shelter for walkers to shelter from the rain or just rest. Can't have fires or barbecues down here. Robin. I'm just heading out of Hastings, heading back home again, and I stopped off at Pakowhai Wetlands on the way. I've been here a couple of times, just want to see how it's going at the moment because it's being restored still, and I'll see if I can find out what progress they've made. The wetlands are situated right next to the main highway, south, and in the middle of farmlands, as you can probably see. Looks as though they've established quite a network of paths. Picnic area here. Quite a few boardwalks meandering through the rope or the reeds. You can see all the farmland at the back there, so cattle and sheep. Oops, looks like that boardwalk's collapsed. See the main road there. This is all rubble and rubbish that was dumped here many years ago. I guess they're going to leave it there. I thought I might see more ducks here actually. This is an example of one of the boardwalks. Pretty sturdy, well constructed. Oh, yep, there's a black swan and some ducks. there are the ducks and other waterfowl. This rope or reeds, they die off in the winter time and they come back in the spring. And you can see they're starting to send up shoots now. Some sort of construction for observation of the waterfowl, I suppose. I thought it might be a mai or a duck shooter's hide, but I doubt there'd be duck shooting allowed here. Black swans. The wetlands extend quite a way down that way. But I won't go along all of the boardwalks. They're quite extensive. I'll head back to the car now and get on my way. This gives a good example of how the restoration is going. Wetlands in New Zealand are a very important part of the ecosystems that exist here and tend to be not considered too important by your average Kiwi, who tend to focus on the big native trees and stands of bush and stuff like that. We're just looking at afarTV wind farm on the hills above Palmerston North. This wind farm supplies quite a bit of electricity to the national grid. I'm not sure whether Palmerston North gets the bulk of the electricity from this.